What's up, guys? Welcome back to Malt Mondays. I'm Paul, and today we're taking a look at the Balvenie 19-year-old, The Edge of Burnhead Wood.
In Scotland, would you accidentally drive up to Talisker?
So The Edge of Burnhead Wood is entry number 6 into the Balvenie story series, which is really just Balvenie's limited edition collection of whiskeys that each kind of focus on some sort of experimental aspect of the whiskey making process. This is not using peat, it's just using heather. And they actually, if you read the story on the back of the tin, they had some issues with the heather, their first few attempts to do this, where when they went to burn the heather, it was flashing too quickly, it was burning too quickly. And so they had to experiment and work through some issues there to get it to burn properly, to get the smoke that they want, and to smoke the barley properly. So this is 19 years old. Ooh, nice cork pop. Non-chill filtered. So those are both good. Age statement, non-chill filtered, 48.7% ABV. So that's fantastic. I really like that Balvenie does this with almost all of their special edition whiskeys. Their single barrels are all above 46% ABV. It adds to the whiskey, it adds to the experience, and it makes it more of an integrity bottling. I've heard some of their reps say in the past that Balvenie's natural color, but really when you go to other countries, you look where it's required to be put on the label. Some of the standard bottlings do say artificial coloring, but we do know that the single barrel series is natural color, thankfully, because if you go look at them, it's quite apparent side by side from different casks. The shade is not the same, but I have to assume that for the story series here, they are using artificial coloring. Still, I mean, it's a pretty color. 19 years old, ex-bourbon barrels, ex-whiskey casks is what they call them, which just means second fill barrels. And then peated with heather, smoked with heather. So we'll see how it smells. Right away on the nose, this is a very elegant whiskey. The smoke here, very much restrained compared to the 14-year-old week of peat. Much more floral, since it's heather instead of peat being burned. You get aromas of like buttered popcorn, malted barley. You get some orange, some lemon character coming through. Soft oak aromas. Subtle spiciness comes through also. You know, it's just there a little bit in the background. This is quite a refined, this is what I would call a pretty whiskey. It's really elegant, very floral. There's almost like a lavender character to it. And then like really nice like red apple skin, just soft fruits. Hint of vanilla. I mean, this is very refined aroma. Very light, sweeter flavors, sweeter aromas. So let's see how it tastes. Beautiful. It's rich, thick whiskey up front, but still light on your palate. It's light flavors, but bold and boldly bodied. There's a little bit of milk chocolate coming through. And then there's a hint of that florality, kind of a lavender type character to it coming back on the finish. The finish is long. It goes into soft oak. So again, you can tell that this is being aged in second fill barrels. The oak influence is not super prominent. So at 19 years, you would expect more oak influence here if it was using first or fresh casks, certainly. So I would guess that the vast majority of the barrels here are second or third fill barrels. There's a little bit of that zest, that citrus zest still lingering on the finish. That's a really good whiskey. The only thing I think, and this is nitpicking on this, they've done all this to do the heather smoking process, and it does add an element to this whiskey, but I don't know if it's unique enough to justify $350. That's tough for me. Once you get around that price point, and again, price is all relative to it's relative to everyone. A $300 whiskey means to one person is not equivalent to another person. But for me, a $300 whiskey needs to knock my socks off. And I don't know if this is quite there. This is really, really good, but I think Balvenie already makes really, really good whiskey at $60 to $100 with their 12-year-old single barrel, their 15-year-old single barrel. Their 21-year-old Portwood is $100 less than this, $150 less than this. So you're paying literally half the price of this bottle is just for that heather smoke. Yes, it's higher proof, non-chill filtered. Yes, there's logistical cost to Balvenie to do this. You know, they have to make one batch of barley just for this, one batch of distillate just for this. But man, if this was $200, I would buy it. $250, I'd be really tempted. Yeah, $350 is just, man. That's up there with a lot of 25-year-old scotches from different distilleries. You know, Burnhead 25 is only $400. Lefroy 25 is like $400. And I just think if you put this side by side with Lefroy 25 is gonna crush this in overall refinement and elegance and just character. This is hard for me. I think this is absolutely something to try. I think if you're a whiskey nerd and you want a totally unique bottle on your shelf, go out, pick this up. If you love Balvenie, if you love their 12-year-old single barrel, you want to see what that tastes like with more age, with that heather character to it, you're not getting an overpoweringly different Balvenie. You are getting a Balvenie that has this layer on top of subtle smoke from the heather that really it elevates it and adds another dimension to it. But if you're just somebody looking for a good bottle, don't buy this. I don't think the value is going to be there for the average consumer. I think this is much more a bottle for the Balvenie superfans. But that being said, this is one of my very favorite Balvenies I've had. But for me, $350 is out of my price range of what I would spend on a bottle. So I'm very thankful to one of our patrons for providing this for me to try. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and go down in the comments below and let me know what you think of the Edge of Burnhead Wood, whether you liked it or not, and whether or not you thought it was the price. Until next time, drink more whiskey, and cheers.